things are going to go a bit wrong. So this video has taken a turn that I wouldn't expect. Hello, it is raining, but it is warm. And what do I always want in the summer, irrespective of the weather? I want nice summer trousers. So today I thought I'd take you along as I make a pair of my most favourite Chanterelle pants and shorts by Sew Liberated. So here's the pattern. I have made many a pair and I really like this pattern because there is 3 choices and I really like the difference in those 3. So if I just show you, so you have view B, which is my favourite make, and view B has darts at the legs. You've got these lovely curved over the top pockets, really nice shape. It's not really a barrel leg, it's a much sort of more discreet curve in. I like the whole fit of them as well, and as I say, I think I've made 6 or 7 pairs, so hopefully around me right now are some of the pairs pinging on the screen. I did have a go at making the shorts, and the shorts are a separate pattern, so it's not like cut down this one. So the shorts are separate. I actually found the thigh a little bit tight on the shorts, so I'm going to have another go but sort of widen them out, and they're quite short shorts as well. But there is another whole set of pattern pieces, so again not like where you have to go off the same pieces, for view A, which is a wide leg, and I do love a wide leg summer trouser. I've made other ones. If you're thinking, have you tried other patterns, Sam? The answer is yes, I have. Appearing on the screen right here, right now, is my video about 20 different pairs of trousers that I sewed to find the pairs that I really liked. And so I feel like I can say that I really like these because I have tried a lot of pairs of trousers. You may well have a different pair, or you might still be on the search. Leave your favourite pair below. But I thought I would give the wide leg a try because the pocket is different. So the pocket is an inset pocket rather than a patch pocket, which is on the top. So I thought it'd be interesting to see how that changes the feel of the trouser. If I don't like it, I will just take and do this instead. But I thought I would give it a go and take you along with me. So I'm going to do view A, which says it is a dramatic wide leg, full length pant with elasticated waist, inset front pockets and back patch pockets. I rarely put the back pockets on, although I have a wide leg pair of trousers now with back pockets on. I might put the patch pockets on today. It has more ease than view B or C. So that means that the finished pattern measurements are different. So I looked through and I think, I'm going to check for you, very comprehensive finished pattern measurements, and it's a very good size range as well. So for a standard height for 5'5", they go from a waist 25 to a waist 52.5 and a hip of a 33.5, all inches by the way, to a 61 inch. And I think that is really comprehensive. They also then talk about your inseam and how much the finished garment measurements are. So it's really thorough. So I made, now this is when you can tell a pattern, as I said, I've made these a lot. Look at the state of this paper. I buy PDF, so when I absolutely purchase, I could have it reprinted, haven't need to. You can see sellotape here because I took a smidge out of the front rise, and so I will compare that with the other pattern because it says it's got more ease. So in the original view B, I made a size 14, which is for someone with a waist 33, hips 41.5, and I went for that because of my hips. My waist is about an inch or two smaller than that. But in the finished measurements, obviously, you just put the elastic a bit tighter. And in view A, which I'm about to do, I also did a 14, but that's fine because they're big, loose, drapey trousers and you just bring the waist in a bit more with elastic. And in this weather, you want loose fabric. So the thing I've done is taken, this is the front from the ones that I love and wear a lot and have adjusted, and I'm going to compare the crotch curve. So I'm going to lay them over each other to see if I need to make any adjustments, and you can see how that's different just by that little bit at the top. So I will take a bit out the front crotch because I often find the rise at the front of a trouser is too much for me. But the back, I thought I had given myself a bit of additional fabric at the back, but actually I hadn't, so that surprised me because in most trousers I have to do a full seat adjustment. But I am going to compare them to the others just to see if I think, because it's not just about this, it's about the depth of curve. Yeah, let's see, I've made that a few times. It's the depth of curve that's as important as the length of this as well. So let me show you the fabric that I've got. So it hasn't been ironed, so you have to bear with me on that one. But it is this gorgeous yellow striped fabric. And this is an Indian cotton. And I think it's yarn dyed rather than block printed because I'm looking at the ends of the threads. Just gorgeous. Not super wide, but luckily I've got, I think, 3 meters. So for me, even though I might only get one leg out of that and another leg out, I've got enough because my legs are not particularly long. And remember, I'm only 5'2", and I need to remember that on the pattern because this is drafted for someone 5'5", so I can lose 3 inches off the bottom of the pattern piece because it's just a wide leg trouser. In other trousers, you'd want to lose it in different places depending on where the design features fall, but because this is just a straightforward all the way down, they do have a lengthen and shorten because they say where the knee is. It's really helpful to know where the knee is on a pattern, but because it does flare out slightly, but I'm just going to take it from the bottom. But any other pattern with like a design or features or where you've got like the dart at the bottom, you wouldn't want to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to take 3 inches off the bottom because there's no point cutting it and then having to do it all later. So it means again I get more out of my fabric. So job number 1 is I'm going to iron this, then I'm going to lay it out, cut the pieces out, and then we'll get on with sewing it. And I'm looking forward to a really lovely summery pair of swooshy trousers. So for all views, for view B, for view C, for view A, very clear as you go through telling you which one's for which, because obviously I've never looked at it for the other one. And always a lovely supportive message on the back. You did it! Your chanterelles are complete. I do love that. I do love the ethos of this company as well. If you've never gone on their website, do have a look because there's a lot of information and interesting things on there too. Right, better crack on. All cut out. Due to the nature of the fabric, I did not have the length I needed to cut the waistband on the fold. So what I did was cut it in 2 separate pieces, but on the end of each one added a 1 centimetre seam allowance because I wanted the waistband to go this way when everything else is going that way. I like playing with stripes like that. So now it's time to sew. Okay, I just want to show you something. So I'm attaching the pocket bag to the front of the trouser. I did the interfacing and I just did it in little pieces, but it did say to snip it, well, to cut the seam down and snip in. I've used pinking shears because it creates the flexibility in the curve, but also you can trim it down at the same time. Okay, this has taken a bit of a turn. So these have worked out really quite well. I've put the elastic in, just going to snip it off and stitch on the waistband. And do you know what? They might be, I've got to do the wear test, but they might be my favourite wide leg pant because I've made the saguaro, and there's just something about the saguaro that makes me feel like my bottom is extra round. And I know that might be hard to, like, I don't know. So clothes are a really subjective thing, and by the way, gonna go deep here. Clothes are a really subjective thing, and the thing is that irrespective of what external gaze feels like, which I have really worked hard at since being schooled in the 90s that was what was mattered, to a point where external gaze is not relevant to me anymore. Obviously I love it if someone says I love your outfit, but I don't do it to get that, and I also don't wear things to get approval from external gaze either. I want to feel internally the way I want to feel when I put clothes on. So if I feel internally swishy, fancy, stylish, put together, professional, whatever it is, that's what I'm looking for, is that internal feeling. But sometimes when I put like certain elasticated trousers on, when I put the saguaro pants on, I feel conscious about the shape of my bottom and my tummy, and I don't know why, and I'm still working on it, but when I put these on, they're not much different. I didn't. Must be something to do with the cut. I'll have to get the patterns out and compare it. So anyway, removing the deep talk there, things have taken a bit of a turn because loving these, and I thought, oh, I'll make a couple of other pairs while I'm in the zone, where I know what I'm doing, don't really have to read the instructions. So I started having a look through some of my fabrics that I hadn't got planned. So like I've got this amazing one, thinking obviously I'd have to be very careful where the swallow went. And then I've got this pink stripe one, which is like the same type of fabric as this one. And then I was looking and I was thinking about this fabric that I'd earmarked for a hacked dress. Bit of a stripe theme here right now. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I can't just plough on making lovely trousers without being sure what tops I've got. But I've fallen back into that trap of making things just because they're lovely. So now I've realised I need to turn out all my summer tops, look at the colours, because if I just plough on making pattern trousers and I've just got pattern tops, things are going to go a bit wrong. So this video has taken a turn that I wouldn't expect. So I'm not going to show you the full process, but I will give you some clips now of what's happened when I've had a little turnout, a little look. And I do think this is something I learnt a couple of years ago. I'll put up here the video to how to wear all your clothes, where I had some of these realisations, which is why I now have sort of palettes that I sew for the seasons. Obviously, it doesn't stop me doing other things, but it's just a general-ish palette, and it does make me catch myself when I get a bit carried away. Okay, so I've laid out the 3 possible fabrics I was thinking of for trousers, and then I'm looking at what I've got. So realistically, I will need long sleeve during this time of year. This stripe, by the way, is my duvet cover. So they're my plain long sleeve, pattern long sleeve, pattern short sleeve, kind of neutrals because they're stripes, some pattern wovens, part of black t-shirts, and then here's my plains. Some of them have like a little print on them, but they're like still plains. So I've got a purple and a blue, so I'm thinking I'm doing the sort of what have I got. So I am going to have a little look at my plains. I feel like some plain wovens would be good because I only really have this pink one and this double gauze one, but I just can't get past thinking about these as trousers. But it was good to have an order. Over there's a pile of various things that are coming out of the drawer, and it's nice sometimes to see it all in one place. So after reviewing my tops, and they've all gone back very neatly in the drawer, to cut out the trousers that I thought. So I've restrained myself a bit, not gone for all of the stripes. These, I have gone for this as a stripe, and I've changed it so that the waistband is the stripes that way. So I've cut those fully out in that. And then I decided to go for the tigers. Having a chat on my live the other day, if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up here. People say, no, don't cut up the tigers. So they're now trousers. But I wanted to be able to squeeze that little cord top out. So to make sure I had enough fabric, here where the inset pocket goes, I have gone for this colour inset pocket. So let me hold it up so you can see. Let me fold it over so how it would be. So you don't see much of the inset pocket, just that sort of little bit of aqua like that. I thought that would be quite interesting. I had a huge search around. I was trying to find the right tone. Haven't decided whether to do the waistband in this or this yet. So I'm just going to leave that. Jury's out. But I do want to save, as I say, salvage as much as I can as this to make a top. Because it's nice, isn't it? It looks like a jumpsuit then. And then I did go for this fabric, but again I did an inset pocket, this time in orange gingham. I thought if I show you again, just like that showing out, I thought that works well with the pattern, but definitely did the waistband like with just the polka dots that way. And then I've decided with the Matisse style fabric from First Fabrics, I've cut them short length, so that's the crotch there, so that sort of length. I thought I had more of this. I was hoping I could get shorts and a top, but I haven't. I thought they would be lovely because of all those tops I've turned out. This would go well with lots of them. So I didn't do the pink ones, but there's 3 pairs there. And I get sewing, don't I? And you'll get to see them made up. Me know, is there a pattern that you just love to return to? Is it like a familiar friend now? And yeah, I'll catch you again soon. Bye.